Honor is not a word. It is a life lived without compromise. It is the silent force that shapes every choice, every action, every thought. The world will try to bend you, to distract you, to convince you that shortcuts lead to greatness, but they do not. True power comes not from what others see, but from what you do when no one is watching. The warrior knows this. The man who lives by the code does not need applause. He needs only integrity. And it is in integrity that true control is born. The warrior's code begins in the mind. Before the sword, before the battle, before the triumph, there is discipline. To control the outer world, you must first master the inner. Fear, doubt, anger, desire, these are the enemies a warrior fights first. Most men ignore them, and so they are enslaved. The warrior confronts them. He names them. He understands their patterns and bends them to his will. This is not a task of a day or a month. It is a lifetime pursuit. But every small victory over the self compounds, building a fortress of honor that cannot be breached. Power without control is chaos. Many crave strength, but they lack the discipline to wield it. The warrior does not seek to dominate others recklessly. He seeks mastery over himself, and through that mastery, influence naturally follows. Control is not about fear. It is about precision, timing, patience. The world may rage around you, but the man of the code stands unshaken. His decisions are deliberate. His actions carry weight. His presence commands respect without a single word spoken. Honor is the foundation of power. It is easy to gain power through deception, through violence, through manipulation, but such power is fragile. Honor, however, is eternal. The samurai understood this. They knew that a life built on shortcuts will crumble at the first test, but a life built on principles will endure beyond death. When you act with honor, even your enemies respect you. When you hold yourself to a higher standard than the world demands, you become untouchable. Not because the world fears you, but because you fear nothing. The code is relentless. It demands that you confront weakness wherever it lives, in your body, in your mind, in your habits. The warrior does not indulge laziness. He does not tolerate distraction. Every choice is an opportunity to strengthen, sharpen, and align. He moves with purpose. He speaks with intent. He acts decisively. Every day is a battlefield, and every act of discipline is a strike against mediocrity. The code is not convenient. It is not comfortable. It is ruthless, and that is why it works. The world will test your commitment. It will tempt you with shortcuts, with distractions, with false promises. The weak bend. The distracted break. The man of the code endures. He embraces adversity, knowing it is the only path to refinement. Honor is forged in fire. Power is tempered by struggle. Control is earned through perseverance. To live by the code is to accept that life itself is the greatest teacher, and that every hardship is an opportunity to rise stronger, sharper, and more aware. Self-control is the cornerstone of the warrior. Emotions are powerful, but unchecked, they are destructive. The code teaches restraint. Anger is acknowledged and then released. Fear is observed and then transformed into courage. Desire is honored and then disciplined. When the mind is mastered, the body follows. When the body is disciplined, action becomes effortless. The warrior does not act blindly. He moves as the river flows, unstoppable, inevitable, precise. That is the strength born from control. Power alone cannot sustain a man. Without honor, it corrupts. Without control, it destroys. The code binds these three together, creating a man who is formidable in every aspect of life. Every decision becomes a test of character. Every action becomes a reflection of integrity. Every challenge is met with clarity. The warrior does not fear conflict, he welcomes it. For conflict is the crucible in which honor, power, and control are proven, and through that crucible, greatness is revealed. The code is not rigid. It is living, breathing, adaptable. The warrior adjusts, but never abandons his principles. Flexibility does not mean compromise. It means mastery. Like water shaping itself to the form it occupies, the man of the code moves through life with precision, yet without rigidity. He bends when necessary, but never breaks. He adapts to the chaos around him, yet remains anchored to his inner law. That balance between strength and flexibility, discipline and fluidity, is what defines the warrior. To live by the code is to embrace solitude. True honor, power, and control are not given by others. They are cultivated in the quiet moments, in the hours of reflection, in the repetition of discipline that no one sees. You will be tested in private long before the world tests you in public. The code prepares you. It sharpens your mind and steels your spirit. It is not glamorous, it is not easy, but it is the path of men who refuse mediocrity, who demand excellence, and who are willing to pay the price to achieve it. The code demands clarity of purpose. A warrior knows why he rises, why he fights, why he perseveres. He does not wander blindly through life, pulled by impulse or convenience. Every action is aligned with intention. Every choice is measured against principles. This is how a man becomes unstoppable. This is how honor, power, and control are not merely words, but living realities that govern every aspect of his existence. Without clarity, the code is meaningless. With clarity, it becomes invincible. Adversity is not an enemy, it is the test itself. The man who lives by the code meets each challenge as a mirror, reflecting his current state of discipline, courage, and honor. Pain is not avoided, fear is not suppressed, weakness is not excused. Instead, they are acknowledged, confronted, and transformed. Each struggle is a lesson, each failure a teacher, each victory a confirmation that the code works. The warrior does not complain. He does not hesitate. He acts, learns, and rises. The code is eternal. It is older than kingdoms, older than nations, older than men. The lessons of the samurai, the Stoics, the great warriors of history, all converge into the same truth. Honor, power, and control are inseparable. You cannot have one without the others. You cannot claim greatness without first mastering yourself. Every man who seeks to rise above mediocrity must accept this truth. There is no shortcut. There is no compromise. There is only the relentless pursuit of mastery. When the world turns chaotic, the man of the code remains unmoved. His mind is steady, his purpose is clear, his actions are precise. Others panic, others doubt, others fail. He endures, because he has built a foundation stronger than circumstance, because he has cultivated honor, forged power, and mastered control. These are not titles, they are states of being. They are the armor, the sword, and the strategy. They are the invisible forces that make a man invincible. You cannot delegate honor. You cannot borrow control. You cannot inherit power. These are earned through action, reflection, and discipline. Every choice you make either builds or erodes them. Every word you speak either strengthens or weakens them. Every habit you cultivate either sharpens or dulls them. To live by the code is to take absolute responsibility for your life. To accept that greatness is the sum of every disciplined decision you make, every day, without exception. And so the warrior's code is simple in words, but profound in practice. Live with honor. Build power. Exercise control. Face yourself, face the world.